Hey guys, what's going on? It's Nathan from Tattooing 101, and I want to show you a quick tip with drawing today so that you can make your tattoo designs fit a lot better the shape of the body. A big mistake that a lot of new artists make is that they don't make that distinction between drawing art and drawing tattoo designs. A lot of things will look good on paper, won't necessarily look good on skin. The reason being, like, if you're just drawing on like an A4 piece of paper, like, the drawing takes up the whole page. When you try to put that on someone's skin, it's not going to fit just because, an A4 page doesn't kind of match the shape of, any part of the body. It's going to be too wide. It's going to wrap too much. What I always recommend doing is when you are designing a tattoo is to get an image of that body part, or ideally the person you're tattooing, if they've come into, your studio or whatever. It's like, hey, especially if it's like a gap filler, if they've got a bunch of, other little tattoos and you need to draw something in a weird gap, you want to either take a photo or get a tracing of that part of their limb, so that way the exact size of the space that you're working with. But if they're a blank canvas and you just say doing a tattoo on their forearm, then you definitely, the way that you do it is you take a photo of that part of their body and then you trace it, and then that's like the boundary of your drawing. So I'll just show you what I mean real quick. We'll jump on my iPad and I'll show you a quick example. Great, so I've got an image of forearm right here, right? So this is like an A4 canvas on iPad. If you haven't got an iPad, that's fine. Just take a photo of their arm with your phone and then, print that off and then put tracing paper over it so you can trace the shape of the arm. So we're gonna make this a bit bigger. Awesome. So now make a new layer. And what you want to do is just sketch the shape of the arm and also add like a little dotted line outside of that, because naturally, no matter what kind of tattoo design you're going to do, it's not going to fit perfectly within the arm. It's okay to go outside of the main shape of the arm if it's like little background elements. For example, like rose leaves, water, smoke, flames, things like that. That's all fine. When you do have a tattoo though, you want the main elements of the tattoo to be able to be seen from one angle, with the exception of course of, stuff like Japanese that's, kind of designed to wrap around the whole body. But if you're doing kind of like, smaller neo-traditional type pieces, then you don't want it to wrap too much. You want to be able to see what the tattoo is just by looking at the one angle. So as long as you have the main points of the tattoo within this section here, you're golden. It's actually going to look, if it wraps a little bit, but with like non-critical elements to the tattoo, like, smoke, clouds, water, leaves, flames, whatever, it's actually good because it'll wrap a little bit, and yeah, it will kind of be easier to add on to, as opposed to if you just have like a tattoo that's completely cut off at the sides, it looks it doesn't look organic, So I'm just going to draw a quick little tattoo design, show how this is going to help a lot fit with the body. And I'm going to show a bad example of what happens when you don't draw to the shape of the body. Cool, so that's how I draw tattoos to the shape of the body. When you trace the shape of the body that you're about to draw on, makes it a lot easier to make the design fit really well. Now, I'm just gonna give you a quick look at what happens when you don't do this. When you don't draw to the shape of the body, this is kind of what happens, right? You get designs that just don't fit. So when you look at an example like this, you can see that, behind the guy's chest, the design has a lot of gaps in it. You can see like it's got a weird kind of gap like around the chest. It doesn't come down the full way of the torso. There's still kind of a bunch left there, and it wraps massively around the ribs. Yeah, it wraps massively, and it's got some strange gaps like where they shouldn't be. So it's always best to plan ahead. If you're going to be drawing a tattoo for an arm, trace the shape of the arm, and the end result is the tattoo is going to fit a lot better. It's going to sit a lot nicer on the body, and aesthetically it's just going to be more pleasing on the eye. So I hope that helps. If you want any questions about drawing tattoo designs or anything like that, just pop in the comments down below. Happy to help you out, and I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy, guys.